Welcome back to Dartmoor. Hang on a minute, this isn't Dartmoor. You got the wrong channel. This isn't Tony Hobbs. This can't be Tony Hobbs. Hang on, you better retune YouTube, because this can't be Tony Hobbs, because this isn't Dartmoor. We're on the motorway. This is the M6, and we're heading north. Well, actually, we've headed north. We're about to head west. Yes, because we're going to go along the bottom of the Lake District, and we're going to head somewhere just a little bit different. We've been to the lakes before, but not for a very, very long time. I thought about time to try and head up there before the winter sets in. Don't worry, as we go into winter, we'll be back on Dartmoor plenty more times. But I just wanted to grab a different view, as they say. So Dartmoor to the Lake District. So the Lake District it is. Obviously we've got Lassie with us. We're hoping, Lassie, come on. So we're hoping to head up for a tarn, probably a small tarn that hopefully not many people will use. So it should be quiet, I hope. But like I said, I stopped at last night at Birmingham, because it's about a 5.5 to 6 hour drive without stops, and I used to be able to do that easily. I've driven up to Scotland in one go before now, but I really didn't particularly fancy that drive in one go. I just things are just too tiring at home. So I knew that I would need a break, so I stopped at Birmingham, stayed the night in a hotel there, and I left about 11 o'clock this morning and should get up to the lakes around about 4 with a stop or two. Well, I've had one stop already, so we need at least one more stop after this, I expect, but we might get there without stopping. We'll see. We'll kind of see how it goes, really. Alright, well now you know where we're heading. I'll catch up with you soon. Well, we've arrived at the car park. It's just gone 4:30, so I left Birmingham at 11, so it's taken 5.5 hours to get here from Birmingham. Now, admittedly, I took a couple of wrong turns in Birmingham, and I took a couple of wrong turns in the locale of around here and getting here, which probably cost me a few minutes. Plus, I've obviously stopped so that Lassie can have her fun and games. Go on then. And of course she's already and of course she's already obviously found water, and we haven't been here for 5 minutes. We're pretty much ready to get going. If in the course of this video you see a bulb patch on Lass's right flank, that's where I think she had an irritation there from something or other, and it was nibbling it. So we've got rid of the irritation. We've treated it, creamed it. It's better, but of course there's a bald spot there now. But anyway, it will improve very, very quickly. She heals very quickly. So it's about an hour walk. It's only about less than 3 kilometers to the tarn up here. up that way. I've got the GPS on the watch ready to go. I've got my map here, so always have your map and your compass. Even if your navigation skills, you know, aren't brilliant, always make sure you've got a map and a compass with you. Obviously I also have my phone with View Ranger on, so we're not going to get lost. The weather, it's not raining, but it does look somewhat misty higher up, but I can see the top of that hill mountain over there, which I think is whatever it is. We'll have a look later on. It's that Kirk thing, or it's that very steep narrow thing. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Like I said, it's 22:05, so if I get walking now, should be in camp should be in camp before 6, and it doesn't get dark until after 7, so that gives me a good hour up there, you know, to pitch and get settled down for the night. It's going to be a fairly usual camp, relaxing, not doing a huge amount, basically a bit like Dartmoor but with bigger hills around us. Probably chilling out in the same place. We might go for a very short walk or something like that, but generally it's going to be a relaxing few days before I head back down south on Sunday. It's Thursday today, so I've got Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, basically chilling out here. So I'm going to leave the car here, and should be fine. Fingers crossed it's still here when I get back on Sunday. All right, I'm going to start going, and I will catch you all very soon. Okay, well we're about 1/3 of the way. We've got this rather spectacular waterfall. Lassie, come back. Come back. Lassie was heading down on that stone there to have a... No, Lassie, you're not going down there. We've come up there. You can't go abseiling down the river or floating down the river stream thing. So this is the view that we've got heading up. We'll have to be careful on this stuff here. It looks a wee bit treacherous. I'll have to remember that on the way down, to be careful there, because almost certainly come back the same way, I think now. Nearly 5:15, so we've got 2 kilometers to go, so we've still got a bit, and there's quite a lot of uphill, and I'm knackered already, so we're going to carry on walking. Just enjoy that misty view for a moment. Okay, well, we're making quite good progress. We've come to Brimful Beck. So interesting name for it. Brimful Beck. And of course we can guess where Lassie has immediately decided to investigate. Luckily they put this little bridge here, and that goes on down to the main river down there, and that is Kirkfell up there. And I have to say, that is somewhere that I would never, ever, ever, ever go. That looks, I mean, clearly you don't go that way, you go along the top of it, but I think that would quite literally give me a heart attack, to be honest. So, but I'm quite happy taking this quite easy path along here. The only thing is, we're going to walk along here until we get to the second downward stream, and it's not too far. If you look at the map, we are here where my thumb is, so we're going to go 1, 2 to this downward stream here, and then we're going to follow this stream up to Low Tarn. So you can see this is over back here. 1 kilometre is this line here and this line here. So where my thumb and fingers are, or finger is, are the 1 kilometre lines. So it's 1 kilometre between my thumb and finger. So it's probably about 1/4 of a kilometre to go, maybe a little bit more between there and there. But, you know, given that that's the kilometre line here, you know, we've done probably nearly 1/4, and then that's probably a 1/4 up there, so maybe 500 metres. Yeah, maths was never my strong point. Yeah, maybe 500 metres to that, and then we follow this stream up, and then hopefully camp somewhere around Low Tarn area, which is maybe a kilometre off this path, maybe a bit less than a kilometre, but it's difficult to tell really. Like I said, distance and things like that was never a strong point, but not too far, maybe 750 metres, so it's not much more to go. I mean, in total it's 1.24 kilometres, if you can see that. 1.24 in total. So given it's probably about 500 metres along here, then my guess of like 750 up is probably accurate. Now the only thing is, there's a heck of a lot of ferns here, so I hope that there's not too many ferns on the way up, otherwise we're going to be bashing it through, you know, a lot of ferns. Anyway, let's get to that junction, and then we'll see what it's like when we get there. The time at the moment is 5:30, so 6:30. We are a bit behind, but I stopped to film a couple of times, plus it's all uphill, so it's a bit of a slog. It's a bit of a slog, it has to be said, although I've taken the easiest route that I could find for this trip. Let's carry on. Okay, well, we've reached the second testing. Lassie, of course, is looking for water down there. Whilst I have the map on the watch, and obviously I have View Ranger with the route that I'm taking, I am keeping an eye on the map as well, because it's very, very easy to just simply blindly follow GPS and things like that. But I don't use the map very much. Most of Dartmoor, the bits of Dartmoor that I use, I know really so well. I rarely get the map out. I do occasionally, but rarely. And I must admit, probably on Dartmoor, because I know it so well, I'm more likely just to rely on the phone or my watch, the GPS on the watch. So I'm keeping a very close eye on where we are. I made one, well, nearly, I didn't, but I could have made one tiny error earlier, I'll tell you. If you look at the map, so we crossed over that little footbridge there, and I crossed this little stream here. Now remember, this is one big stream, this is a second big stream here, and this is the stream that we want to use. So I knew 1, 2. Now, I crossed this tiny stream here and thought in my head, without really looking properly on the map, that that was actually the first stream that I crossed. So when I got to this stream, I thought, oh, that's it, we go up this one here. Now, we could have gone up there, you know, it's a bit, the contours are quite close there, to the left, right of my thumb. So it's quite steep there. So we could have gone up that way. But a quick look, you know, on the GPS, just to clarify, realised that we were here and not here. Then I looked at the map and saw this little stream here. So of course it was 1, 2, 3 streams that we had to cross, although this one is tiny. So we're now at this point here, and we're effectively going to go straight up here, and then when we get to the top of that ridge, we're going to go just slightly to the right. Now I don't think you can see it from here, but if you can, and I don't think you can, but there's a ridge or a little titty hill. You might just be able to see it. You'll get a better look in a minute, but it's under my finger there. It's right in the mist. We are here. Orientate the map. So then the map is looking. Now the camera's now focused on that. Let's get it back to here. So we're at this second stream here, heading up there, and that high point there, which I can see, is maybe where we are camping now. Interestingly, I can actually see, this is where I'm going to have a really careful look at this map as we go, because I can see 2 hills up there, 2 mounds. So it's going to be interesting to see the first mound at the top of this hill, bearing in mind we're still down here, so we're only at about 330 meters, I think, and the tarn is up at 500 meters. So actually I think those rocks that I'm looking at here probably are not this one up here. I'm guessing there's some rock formation around about this point here, these outcrops here, these buttresses here. Let's go and have a look. But basically we got to go up there and then slightly to the right and slightly to the left. I think ideally there's 2 hills, but I don't think the GoPro's picking them up, but we need to go to the right of those hills. Anyway, what time is it now? It's coming up to 6, so we've got about 750 meters to go. And luckily, looking at the terrain here, apart from maybe being a bit, you know, rough, it looks like up here, thankfully, most of the ferns which were down there have either died off or very few up here, so that's a good thing. All right, let's carry on up here, and then I'll see you at the top.